Good morning. This morning I've been reading in the book of John, chapter 6, and it's a very familiar story to many Christians about the feeding of the 5,000. And as I was reading today, there was a verse that stood out to me, and it's not a verse I really have registered before. And it's verse 4, and it says, "Now the Passover, the feast of the Jews, was at hand." And so this is the context, this is the prelude to this feeding of the 5,000, the miracle where Jesus takes these loaves and fish and feeds so many people. And I was thinking about this in the terms of the context and really thinking how the picture we have, well, first of all, we believe that Jesus is the Passover lamb to come, because he says, now the Passover, the feast of the Jews, was at hand. So there's this picture constantly that there's something to come and Jesus is going to bring that. And then the next thing we see is how Jesus looks at the crowd. And when you look at a crowd of 5,000 or more, and you think, how can the need of such a crowd be met? Particularly just with one or two. And you see that with Andrew, Simon Peter saying, and the disciples saying, how are we going to do this? How are we going to feed these people? We haven't got the money, we haven't got the bread or anything. And Jesus is calling them to this place of faith so that the need of the people can be met. So if we take this then into the context of the Passover, Jesus being the Passover lamb, we can look at the need of the world, we can look at the sin of so many people and say, how can the need of people be met? How can so much sin, so much evil, so much brokenness be healed? How can it be met? And yet it's the same miracle of faith that transferred these loaves and fishes into a meal for 5,000 people, that we see when Jesus comes and is crucified, when his body is broken, and it is a miracle transpires, a miracle takes place so that the need of so many can be met. And just like this miracle as well, the 5,000, there's plenty left over. It's not that Jesus just ekes into the kingdom. It's not that he's like, phew, I just about made it. There's just about enough. There's abundance of blessing in Jesus. He's come to give us an abundant life. And it says that all the blessings of heaven are ours. It says that he is above everything else. So it's not just a just about miracle. It's an abundant miracle that Jesus does in our lives. So that just as he fed the 5,000, he will set us free from our sin and he will save us utterly. And he can do that because he is a miracle working God.